Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. So some of you have asked me, why am I so green in the thumbnail? Well, as it says in the description, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, not, super bad. Yesterday, if anything, I'm a bit worse and, doing a a 4 hour long stream on the Butter Bunch yesterday probably did not help those things that much. But yeah, today has been a bit of a light day. Still been doing things because the grind never stops. But been taking it mostly easy, and this stream is no exception. And I say that because this time I have chosen something that I think is going to be simple, wholesome. Probably not going to have that much that is going to cause a classic Gacha review freak out from anyone. So apologize for that in advance, I suppose. But yeah, there should be a nice and relaxed time, and also hopefully not end up being too long. That being said, though, I do have two guests, so welcome, William and KW.
We're going to be having fun, I bet.
I hope so. That's all I can say.
Every time when I click the video, it instantly starts. So
I suppose.
I had to check how long the video was. It's like 10 minutes. So oh boy, we're gonna probably make this stream to like a 2-hour stream. I'm calling it.
Okay, yeah, that is it. Okay, that is a distinct possibility, but the reason I'm going with that might not happen this time is because this is a video that was created by Histaine. If people don't remember who Histaine is, if people cast your minds back to December, then you might remember a video called "The True Meaning of Christmas," which we watched without knowing what it was going to be, and immediately it seemed like it was, rather impressive and a cut above the rest, and it's actually stayed there. It did not fall off at any moment, and it just continued to impress. It continued to
I don't think I was there for that.
Warm and wholesome Christmas feelings. Well, okay, fair enough. Well, basically that led me to say that Histaine was the most underrated Gacha tuber that I had ever discovered, and also I'm pretty sure, I believe they actually won a Jacob for it in the award ceremony. At least they were nominated. That I know for sure. Yeah, still completely forgot to distribute those in the end. As a description of this video, though, this is of course the first video on the channel because I'm going back to the beginning. So here we have the description. So Eloise might be a carefree and kind girl, but sometimes she jumps to conclusions. More like jumps to conclusions, but Warren, her best friend, tries to help her, but she won't listen. A mysterious light transports the duo into the past, where they will learn a very important lesson. Keep watching to find out. And also, correction, Jews and Americans hate each other. Sorry for the mistake. So it's heavily inspired by the Superbook series, which I know of, and the Parable of the Good Samaritan, which I do know of. I feel like everyone knows that one. And then there's the sources. So yeah, a nice couple of citations in there, and it seems much like the True Meaning of Christmas that there is at least some sort of message to go from. So yeah, I guess we'll find out. First of all, hello to Josh and Treat Pop in the description.
Yeah. Josh did ask me how I was doing, and I said dying of laughter. I don't know if you guys noticed I was laughing when you introduced me, Jacob, but I was, because I was just scrolling through social media, right? As usual, for funsies, if you're bored or whatever, you want to see what's new or whatever. And you get a few, chuckles of clown because someone decided to give you so many shorts on that. I wonder who's that.
Definitely didn't just send you one before this, yeah.
But anyways, So now my social media, because I've been reading this book series, and I feel like I'm getting attacked because now I keep getting like people say, "Oh, if you're reading through the glass, you better do the tandem read for Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storm," and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I totally do that. I totally did that. Yeah, I have both books. Yeah, no." So yeah, I'm just feeling like I get attacked by people who are reading through the glass and telling me I should do the Tatum read, which I'm like, ah!
Hey, look, you still promised me Frankenstein. That's one book, so you know which one's it? Anywho,
yeah,
there's Scream #1.
Yeah, how do you always manage to fall down when most of us record sitting? What are you doing when that happens?
It's not me falling down, it's just my microphone falling. It's so, I don't know why.
I see.
maybe
You might want to get one of these.
My microphone is cursed. That's the answer.
You probably should get one of these.
Because my headphones suck so bad. Because I tried it a few times and it just sounds like I'm in like a vroom vroom race car.
All right, let's get into this.
Oh, it's a William. Nice. Okay. Without further ado, on with the review. You shouldn't jump into conclusions. Oh, this is okay. We're gonna see this.
We're just jumping right into this.
I guess because I mean, the description says this was Eloise's main trait was jumping into conclusions.
We are neighbors.
What?
It's a parody on We Are Farmers.
Okay.
I guess I just wanted to get straight to the point.
Yeah.
I can kind of admire that, but at the same time, at least explain your characters a little bit other than just the description. Some people
good old.
need those for some reason.
Yeah, that's true. Good old stock anime footage. Well, I mean, displaying your characters, we can see them as they go along. We don't necessarily need coming soon necessarily. We can probably work that out as things continue. So I have no idea if this is the first video that the channel ever made, or if this is just the oldest video that has not been deleted, because again, I discovered Histaine back in December, and the channel has not uploaded in about 3 years. So
oh, sorry. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, it's kind of hard to say. But if this happens to be the first video, what a start. Because, yeah, the stock anime footage thing was popularized by Midori Stories. Then, I did it as well. People caught onto it. But also, we have the walking cycles from Gacha Life. And we have music and we have sound effects that seem to actually be sourced from other places. They're not cited in the description, but, we have a couple citations at least. So again, not perfect, but actually a formidable start.
I was just going to say, like, the last video was a year ago, something about a Gacha Club update, but yeah.
Oh. A Gacha Club update from last year? Interesting, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were updating on what's going to happen with them on Gacha. I don't know.
Well, they've disappeared since then.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you want to do voice acting for the Tree Pop? She needs voice actors for the life.
Oh, I was wondering what that was going on. Yeah. So people don't remember. I don't always put the messages on the chat, but I am like reading the chat constantly as it goes on. So a lot of the time I'll just like ignore certain messages, but I'll acknowledge that they're there because I don't put them on the screen to track the thing. But yeah, one thing that I looked at was I want ask him something for me, which I didn't know what that was in reference to, so I just kind of left that as like, what am I supposed to do with that? And then Josh asked, I'm staying hidden. Bear in mind, again, like most of the VA roles that I end up doing, people are ones that have been requested. Some of them I do through like other auditions and such, and I filled up my Discord servers as a result of that. But yeah, that's not a problem. And yeah, I'd love to do some voice acting for Treat Pop. Actually, wait a minute, hold on. Didn't we talk about this at one point, Treat Pop? Because I was on your stream at a certain point, and yeah, and I mentioned that it was going to be difficult to communicate because you don't have Discord. And I asked how that was going to work, whether you wanted to like trade Instagram or something, because you never actually asked me for any contacts. and then you immediately disappeared, and so I was never able to follow that up. You just kind of stopped immediately and left after I asked you for the second time.
And hello, Fox Puppeteer. Just saying hi real quick.
Okay, yeah, hi Fox Puppeteer. So I'm fine to do voice acting for these things. I'm sure these two are as well, but you gotta let us know how to contact you or make a Discord account for yourself, and that would be easier for all of us.
I might be able to for like a minor role, because right now I'm trying to get back into production of Komai season 2. So just because it has been a little bit delayed because stuff happened in my personal life, so I couldn't like kickstart the way it should have been. So yeah, so that's my top priority right now, sadly. So but I might be able to do like a minor role if you need someone to do like a minor role or whatever, like a kid or something like that. But for like any major roles, I don't think I will able to do that because I'm already trying to make sure I get everything done this year for Komai season 2.
I will say, from what I've seen of Treat Pop videos, actually, that sometimes a character might be introduced for like a couple of episodes and then will disappear. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we've been isekai'd into the Wizard of Oz, for example, or I don't know. But speaking of that, I heard from like an article. I haven't read this yet, but an article headline said that the word isekai has made it into the English dictionary, which if that happens to be the case, I adore that. But there you go.
But isn't there like a type of genre in anime?
Yeah, and it's being acknowledged as the genre name because it doesn't have a translation name. It's not like we.
It doesn't have it. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I got a little bit confused. I thought isekai actually also means something else in Japanese, so that's why. But
not sure about that. Once I read the article, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm. Yes, it has been added.
God, we're so nice today. Okay.
That is true.
Even yesterday,
So, what are we gonna do now?
What's the matter?
What are they looking
at? I mean, speaking of anime tropes, female protagonist says to male protagonist, "What are we gonna do now?" Male protagonist gets flustered. Seen that a lot.
Oh God!
Isn't that Penelope? I presume Penelope's the one on the right, not the two at the back that are talking to each other. Although maybe, who knows? Kind of hard to say because we don't have like on one or the other.
The name Penelope. I was like, wait, no, Penelope is usually meant for a girl.
So right, okay. You feel like the guy walking across. No.
Yeah, so I was like, isn't that Penelope? I'm like, but isn't that usually used for girls because it's like a girl name?
Yep. Histaine just likes extras in the foreground and background. There you go.
I don't have Discord. You have to do it on YouTube. You have unlisted your video and mention me. What?
Okay, how are we gonna get access to the script then? Are you gonna mention us on YouTube and send us that? Because that's my other concern. How's that gonna work? I mean, you can always email us the script or something. That's
I have
to email them the script or just you get a Discord account. It's not that hard.
Well, like I had a Discord account and sold it B2B, but before we did only contact via YouTube through the comments and everything. But lately, because YouTube doesn't like ping me or anything on the comments and everything, I had to like just look at the video, see if there are any comments. It's actually really troublesome. I don't think you guys trying to contact on YouTube would actually work honestly if you're doing like via comments and like mentioning each other and everything like that.
Certainly not this decade. I mean, back in the day when you used to have YouTube friends, maybe, but now it's a bit more complicated.
Yeah, so that's why me and Bob were like, okay, let's just share each other's Discord since that will have better contact, and that's how we've been contacting ever since. So I mean, you do whatever, Treepot. But
don't recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% don't recommend it because that caused a lot of issues with me and B2B because we wouldn't see each other's messages on YouTube for like a few days because we don't get pinged like on Discord.
YouTube has a lot of notifications as well, so
Exactly.
What's she up to now?
Just having a chat with her friend, like.
She's kind of in a hurry, except she wasn't. She was just standing there before.
Oh.
I bet she's gonna cause mischief again.
I just checked something, and it seems like if I'm going by stuff, I'm 90% sure they have a playlist full of like 3 older videos. I think came before this one. This one
you've
came
been
out
looking to deep diving into
October
Histaine
17th.
channel.
This one came out, and then
Of what year?
Of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, they've had videos, I think, before. Actually, I need to check again. They've had videos up about older than this. Yep.
Okay.
So they have had videos up before this. So this is not their first video. But I think like the first 3 videos were more just like introduction to the channel and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, because there's the old videos playlist.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one that's called Update Gacha Life, one other one called Welcome Gacha Life, and the one called Seeing Criminals Gacha Club skit. So there you go.
What?
I don't know. Let's just move forward before we have an aneurysm.
Okay. I bet she's gonna cause mischief again. Why do these two seem like an old married couple? It's like, oh yes, it's that whippersnapper Penelope. I bet she's up to trouble. Classic teenagers.
Oh my god.
I don't know, Eloise. Well, I guess this is, this is where she starts jumping into conclusions, I suppose. From the look of it, she's kind of worried. I mean, she's gone now, but, she was kind of worried.
She went bye, bye, bye.
She sure did. Then let's follow her.
Why?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
No, it's not a good idea. Just don't.
When did this become an episode of Miraculous? Jeez. I'm 100% sure.
Oh my god.
She's literally married when like Chloe does something sus, and really Chloe's just doing her usual
I hate
thing.
everything about that. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Ah!
Took you long enough. Oh, okay. One thing I'm going to appreciate here, I think Histaine is trying to capture the reflection, like the shadows of the leaves onto this character, and that's why they've got like patches everywhere.
Smart.
I didn't even notice that. Okay.
Well, let's see it then.
Restream is the word.
I was about to make a joke because it's a back alley deal, and they actually start exchanging money. So
wow.
What is it going?
Immediately just that.
Yeah. Okay, I presume this is where, the Eloise and best friend are listening into this, and they don't know they can't hear everything else. The problem is that we can't see the two of them, so we don't know when and how they arrived or where they're positioned.
We
So
don't know where
they're
they
shot
are
or not. Yeah.
Also, if we did, it'd be very obvious to these two. So it's like,
Yeah, at least from the angle that we think they're in right now, with like an open street. Yeah, a bit of a weird choice for a back alley in the first place. It's a beautiful background, but it doesn't serve the purpose.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess there was a side street there. Who was that?
No one that you should be concerned of.
Yeah, who was that guy? I don't know. I from looking at the backgrounds and I'm getting the vibe that this lot live in a very small town where everyone knows everyone, and so the appearance of a stranger, during deals might be a little bit more suspicious than it might be, say, like a big city where it's like, okay, this person, they just
they just appeared out of nowhere.
Millions of others,
who the heck is Liz?
What's that voice? Who the heck is Liz? I've never seen them before. Anyway, no. We should report them to the police.
Why?
Yeah, wait, what?
Okay, yeah, that's jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, there we go. You heard me, Warren. But why? Isn't it obvious?
No.
She bribed that guy to go beat up some people again. Has
What?
already bribed people to beat up others in the past? Is that
We didn't hear this. So excuse me, but you
Yeah. Okay.
ah
And this
Here
is
comes
the
the
video that I said
frustration.
was
I
this
knew
video I
this
said I
would
was
be a
not
bad
gonna
idea.
this I picked this channel because I thought, okay, yeah, we're not gonna freak out about this. This is the video with the True Meaning Christmas one. There's the wholesome one, and then he's like, oh yeah, I guess I backtracked before that was implemented. You shouldn't jump into conclusions. Oh, there we go. That's the.
Why is it with the jumping into conclusions? I don't understand. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like.
Also interesting that the coming up section was literally the first scene, or second if we're going by like locations.
Yeah.
Locations.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I said it because, like, in a TV production, the scenes will be based on like when the locations are, but the way that we tend to write them in our circles is that we'll go by like a theme or something, or which characters might be present. Whatever. What's wrong?
An orb again.
Yeah. It's the white hole for my shimmering husband.
Oh no!
Wait a minute.
Yeah, remember the get isekai? That was what we were saying before.
Oh, okay. Now I understand why it was an abrupt start.
Where are we? This might have worked better as the coming up section, because then we could say, like, where are we? Then we know we're in an unfamiliar land, and then after we see the first scene, based after the intro, we're like, oh, okay, there's something that's gonna happen.
It was a bit confusing. I can now see what they were trying to do, but I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, also having read the description, we kind of knew what was happening anyway. But as you said before, William, some people just don't do that.
Yeah.
We're in a desert, Warren. How are you so calm about this? You've just been teleported with magic that you may or may not have known was real in this universe or not. I don't know how that works yet. But I feel like people would be a bit more perturbed.
I'd be automatically screaming from the lack of water. I'd be like,
and he's smiling as well. They're all they're just, I guess, yeah, I guess they're very ambivalent to this. Vegeta, we're in the desert, Vegeta.
No, there's no going back.
And what happened to our clothes? Okay, there's a reaction. Thank you. I think I remember this music from the Christmas video, so I guess, a common musical folder for the channel, probably.
I swear, I hear music like this all the time in Gacha stuff. It's normal.
That guy looked funny. We should report him to the police. Pretty much.
That guy looked weird. Oh well, time to report him to the police.
I'm pretty sure there's actual Karens who've made police calls that are like that.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I hate so much.
Everything.
It's me, Lord Food Puns.
No.
Well, it looks like we time. Oh, I think I was meant to say we time traveled. Yeah. Someone's coming. That's a lot of people make a lot of noise in the open desert. I feel like they'd be already nearby or see you. We gotta hide!
He doesn't move at all.
Yeah. Why are we hiding and not running away? Well, probably, I mean, if you start running away in the open desert, you're probably gonna get caught. I mean, who knows how... They're probably more used to this terrain than you are.
Also, how convenient there's just a rock in the open desert.
I was gonna say there was nowhere to hide before. Also, if we've also that's the exact same background as before. It's not like a change of location or anything. Again, a mistake that Histaine would eventually learn from and correct in future. Because I'm travel back then.
What the hell is like this came out of nowhere? It shouldn't made me laugh, but it just came out of nowhere, so it's like...
Anime sound effects. Look. Again, same backgrounds. Ah, how they travel with their feet.
Hey guys, if you can walk, so can you.
If you can walk, so can you.
I
Which one of us
meant,
the tired sick one right
hey,
now?
if they can walk, so can you.
There we
We're
go.
doing it again.
Well, what are we watching? People in the desert? We just traveled through time apparently. That's what happened. Goes today.
Yeah, the thing I'm most confused about so far is the title, We Are Neighbors. Because the thumbnail, like the neighbors were going to be Eloise and Penelope, but obviously Penelope is out of nowhere, so I think Eloise meant to have a lesson about this. Maybe it's like more the case of like, you know, spiritual neighbors, you know, that like I mean, more like the love thy neighbor message that you might get in the Bible. But consider this is like half based on the Good Samaritan, yeah, probably.
Biblically.
Oh my goodness. I think you meant to say Dalai Lamba there. Close enough. Or Lama, yeah. We'll be robbing travelers. Ah, this is a very normal conversation to have. What are we doing today? We will be robbing travelers.
Excuse me, what? I'm calling the police.
Are we ready to attack? We are, and many people will die.
Yeah, I think this is where the jumping to conclusion stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't even have to this time. They're just gonna outright say what they're doing. There's no. Anyway, also that is not the name. What you spelled here was Dahlia, not Dalai. Dalai would be AI, not Dahlia. Anyway.
Yeah, Jacob, grammar correctly. You ha 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 ha! You fool.
Most people have been there before. And we will wait here no matter.
It's actually them, since there is Palau. You're talking about two people, and I don't know.
Also, we're waiting here no matter what happens. So you're gonna wait here in a place in the random expanse of the desert on the off chance that two other people happen to be in this location. Are you on like the middle of a path between two cities? If not, you're no better off here than anywhere else in, you know, again, the open desert.
All I can say is that we're already almost halfway through this already, and we're only like 30 minutes in the stream. That was fast.
I did say it's going to be a short one, yeah. Robbers?
And the baby bear aren't here.
What are we going to do?
Obviously run.
I think I'm just like saying, hey, look, it happens. I don't know.
Hey, if you have ABCs too, who knows? Maybe you are a demigod.
Relax.
Yeah, good quote, good point. Relax, Eloise. I'll be here. I just remembered something. I have no way to defend myself against robbers. What is it? I left the stove on. I can't turn it off for another 2,000 years.
Oh no! Your house is gonna be burnt.
I remember reading a story about this situation.
Oh,
Most likely the Good Samaritan, but we'll see.
Yep.
A parable, to be exact. Yep, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Here we go. Boy.
We're
halfway through
this. Was the too many this was videos, so those credits improved over time. Yeah, we're halfway through. It was like, yep, there's we see the improvements.
Yeah.
The fact that they're getting straight to the point on this is a pleasant thing for most, because at least it doesn't drag on for years.
I suppose, yeah, that's true.
My voice might just turn itself off out of
Why
nowhere.
Haley hates what?
Well, it's because like Berry's already a food name, so it does. It's kind of like, you know, like saying Francis Bacon. What do you?
Okay, so you should say Haley because hate. It's like that's not in her name. It's Haley Bailey. Last time I checked.
Lazy, yeah. To all the British people out there, Lay's is what they call Walker's crisps in the US.
Potato chips.
Which parable is it? The parable of the Good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob caught it. Let's go.
Well, I didn't call it because I read the description.
Okay, yeah, fine, whatever.
3D,
Oh.
where you come from? What?
Okay, interesting.
Oh.
I'm assuming this is like stock footage.
Well, that might have been, but then also it also looks like it's been trimmed specifically. So, did Histaine know how to do masking in 2020?
Robbers,
Maybe.
we will wait here, no matter what it takes. Later, found dead from a higher stroke after waiting for too long without water.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it just like does like the thing where in old Looney Tunes where you'll have where they'll just be waiting there for some time and then cut to them in the exact same shop as like a skeleton now or something.
Oh my god, didn't SpongeBob do that too at some points?
Yes, a few times. Days like Anchovy, yeah, like okay, like that one. Okay. On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?
The answer. It hung on a cross and called it a day.
I mean, a bit more to it than that. Anyway, what is written in the law?
Okay, I have to say, this is not about Jesus. That's not bad of a Jesus design.
Yeah, definitely not.
I've
and
seen
also,
much worse.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many Jesus designs in Gacha, but as far as general Gacha designs go,
I
I'll
know
say,
technically, like, Jesus, like, I think people have said that Jesus actually isn't, which I'm not going to really go into that debate, but...
Well, I mean, he most likely wasn't, because, I mean,
yeah.
including the location of everything, statistically speaking, more likely to not be, but, you know,
Right.
we don't know, obviously, we don't know.
Right, because we're in the 21st century. We can't go back in time.
Yeah, what, with a photo? No, of course not.
Imagine we have a photo like back then.
Yeah, there is this one church that at one point claimed to have like an imprint of Jesus that they found somewhere. Then yeah, so yeah, it was like how I think it was like I think the church might have been like in Bethlehem itself actually. Don't quote me on that one, but yeah, they had like an imprint of some kind and on like a tapestry maybe. Then at some point, some scientists said, "Hey, we can verify this for you. You know, we can do fine carbon dating now. We can figure out exactly when this was created based on, you know, the half-life of carbon isotopes." And then the church was like, "You know, we're so confident in this, we're going to say yes, go ahead, absolutely." Turns out it was made in the 14th century, so you know, egg on their face, I suppose. But yeah, big improvement. I'm just get back to rewriting Ghost Girl. I've been just about another story I started called The Youth and the Immortal.
The youth and the immortal.
That kind of sounds a little bit similar, doesn't it? Because, you know, technically speaking, I guess Yuru would be immortal in the other situation, and you know, there's I don't know. Fair enough. I'm also going to say I can see the similarities in Histaine's work. Obviously, the true meaning of Christmas, it's, you know, you can kind of expect it of all things to be you know, biblically based, considering Christmas itself. But it seems like that's a more common theme than I realized, because this is obviously another thing that is Bible oriented and based on like a different story. Because again, we got you know, the whole journey of the three wise men and everything in order to help the main characters who have forgotten to discover the meaning of Christmas in the other one. So I guess maybe this was just the theme of the Histaine channel, which you know, kind of intrigued to see more of those things. Because technically speaking, that's actually in a way that's sort of also how I started, because there was some videos that are unlisted on my channel that predates my first public upload, and the reason they're not public is because it was for a school project. I didn't end up getting the permission of the two other people involved in the project to actually publish it, so I just left it unlisted. And only only my teacher and also whoever's seen my reaction video with Sophie have seen those videos. But that was all to do with the life of Jesus, which I recreated with those friends, most of my abilities in Minecraft. With very little success, obviously, because it was literally the first things I ever did on YouTube. But yeah, interesting comparison. And that's also what inspired my my frankincense to offer have I song from the We Three Kings video as well. Anyway, we will not question how many stories I've started writing or how many stories I want to write. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's relatable. I also blame Madame Cabot for distracting me. I have some ideas for that. Fair enough.
Only plan to write let's say I'm writing business book 2. Eventually need to write book 3 of that, and then write another book, and then another book. So that's 4 books in total. Have Chloe season 2, and then like 2 Zelda projects. Maybe like a third one, and wouldn't ever get to that.
After this, I need to watch the new episode of Murder Drones that's coming out.
There's a new episode of Murder Drones out already?
It's premiering as we speak.
What?
Well, it seems like we've got another reason to wrap this up. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
How do you read it? Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Will I review any Easter gacha when Easter comes? Yeah, say more Jesus gachas. Why not? And with all your strength. And with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. There it is, that we are neighbors.
There it is. Yep, I knew it.
You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live. And who is my neighbor?
Yourself.
Then what happens? We'll see. We're in the parable right now. Okay, so you've been criticizing this character, Eloise, for jumping to conclusions this whole time. You just happen to see, okay, so you see a similar situation to the Good Samaritan parable. Okay, fine. So
you jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so in the parable, I'm pretty sure at this point, to answer who your neighbor is, Jesus then starts talking about the Good Samaritan himself. So that's why we cut here. But the thing is, you don't know how the rules of the time travel actually work, or whether or not this happens to be a completely independent group of robbers that happen to be in the middle of a random desert. In fact, if I remember correctly, in the Good Samaritan, all the versions, they're actually like on a path. There's like a paved road, or well, not paved road because it's Romans maybe. But there's like a path or something. So people are going down this one path, and I figure out how the Good Samaritan. Oh yeah, no, I do remember now. Yes, so helpless traveler on the road, people travel past, and that's why. Because we're in an open desert, it kind of seems a bit strange that there'd be like a random person stranded there and 3 people will happen to move past. Okay, there we go. So exciting. I mean, it would be if you knew for certain that's what was happening, but yeah.
Yeah. For me, I just feel like, can I get out of here, please? I don't want to be here because I'd rather have water to drink.
Yeah, I need to figure out a way to get back home, what that thing was, also how to survive, yeah. More like terrifying. Okay.
Oh, what
They actually did the green screen for that. I am impressed.
As am I actually, yeah.
I don't know if I should be impressed or feeling afraid, because like that's
okay,
a good.
It is jarring to see a hyper realistic horse with vector image gacha backgrounds and characters. But hey, you gotta appreciate the dedication here. Maybe they should have gone from Star Stable Online. Oh, and it just freezes.
Oh my god. There are some things you can't do well at sometimes.
And you can see the green screen. Oh.
Yeah. Are there any problems, my fellow men? How'd we go? So exciting, everyone. They're coming this way.
Just
Come on.
blend into the rock.
Yeah, good thing they didn't go around the other way, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah.
They seemed way...
Maybe don't pick your head up!
Oh, wait, okay. They seemed a lot shorter than these two. That could have been a mistake, or it could have been a clever way to parallel the fact that people are taller nowadays than they were in biblical times. Up to the viewer. They're gone. Let's watch. Okay, so if I didn't know the story of the Good Samaritan, I would be like, what the heck are you doing right now? Just watching this person beaten on the ground.
You're like, I'm the confused one here.
Okay, so the idea of the Good Samaritan is that, yeah, so one person like gets, robbed and is like on the floor, helpless and everything. And then 3 people pass by. 2 of the first 2, ignore them, and the Samaritan comes around and actually, loves his neighbor, and therefore, actually, decides to care for him. I think obviously it might be food or clothes or something to that effect, essentially, without any expectation of any reward or recompense. Without that context, and without the idea that they're in the parable, they just watch someone get beaten up and they're doing nothing and hiding by a rock and just observing as well. If anything, making them as bad as the first 2 people who passed by in the parable itself. I'll narrate it. A priest happened to be going down the same road. Okay, so the priest shows up. So good thing you're narrating this in real time, because the Good Samaritan, there's no implication that the people walk past in real time. Like to say, like, oh yes, a priest happens to go down and he leaves. Then the next person appears down and then he leaves. And then the Samaritan comes in. They're not like all in like an orderly queue necessarily. When I heard that, I always interpreted it as, okay, he was there for a while. We're skipping ahead to the next person passing by each time. Not necessarily like it all happened in the span of 2 minutes. And when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. Yep.
And
on the other side of the road, which doesn't exist. But yeah. He saw right, I forgot, yeah. When he came to the place and saw him,
he also left.
Yeah.
Then the Samaritan came back.
Yeah. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was. You know what? A better hyper-realistic animal there. You can see a few bits of the chroma key outline, but, not as many as the horse. And when he saw him, he took pity on him. Sounds like musicals. Okay. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on, off, and when, what?
I think it's supposed to be an oil and wine.
Oh, okay. But then he put the man on his own donkey, which was walking slightly faster than the man itself was keyframed to go, but not to a jarring degree.
Where are we now?
Then the writer's text changed, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. Don't like the realistic. Okay. Check out my hyper-realistic horse, random traveler, and the horse. Then the horse gets stolen. Yeah.
Adam, I call William Adam. I meant William. You good?
I feel like William might. I feel like William watches like there's cat videos where they'll have like a random jump scare in between, but they don't tell you where in the video. I feel like he watches those while doing Gacha review, or just has like
I genuinely do not.
And why do you keep randomly screaming like that?
I don't know. I need something to keep me from falling asleep.
I see. The next day he took him home to the innkeeper, look after him. And when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have. That's a good way to get ripped off back in the day, but again, Good Samaritan. There's a reason that the Good Samaritan is literally the archetype. Anyway, which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers? Well, the only one who acted differently to the others. Oh, wait. Okay. I think I'm remembering now. There was a version of the Good Samaritan that I read where, like, the priest, for example, gives like some random blessing or something, or they offer like some like vague platitudes and then move on, and the Samaritan's the one who actually goes out their way and does like more to do that and acts as a neighbor rather than just the vague gesture that would kind of essentially what what a lot of those vloggers nowadays that will go out their way to like film themselves doing like the vague things for homeless people, for example, clearly with the expectation of something in return. I think the original priest and rabbi might have done something similar to that, and that's why the real question was, okay, who was it that was the one? Because in this context, it's like, who was the one who acted like a neighbor? The two that did the same thing and therefore would not be singled out as one of them, or the one that we focused like half of this entire story on?
Why are they staring into my soul?
Because one of them's in Eye's view too.
Hi, Bone. Hope you enjoy the Hunger Game that you're going to.
I thought you said Hunger Games for a second there. Okay, there we go.
Yes, Bone is going to the Hunger Games, Jacob. Did you not know? We're in the
Panem.
Yeah, Panem.
Fair enough. This font reminds me of a horror movie. I don't know why. Just kind of the text font that would be used in a horror movie. Yeah, it's also kind of hard to read, which may or may not be an issue with the download. Well, you would think so, but also I have a new download now, which has been generating better quality downloads of videos that I used to get. But anyway, the one who had mercy of him. Go and do likewise. It's amazing that the Samaritan helped him. The Samaritans and Israelites hated each other. Hold on. Can we come to the description for a second there?
Hold on.
Okay, so I think this is why it says Jews and Samaritans hate each other. Not necessarily because they were depicted as liking each other in this version. I think it's because the term Israelites was outdated by this point. Again, if people don't know, in the Old Testament, at some point, the old kingdom of Israel was split into two. It was Israel and Judea, however you might pronounce it. At some stage, the kingdom of Israel, strayed too far from their old ways, and they were eventually destroyed. So it was only the kingdom of Judea that was left, and that's why you get, the terms Judaism and then eventually, Jewish people. That's why at this point it would be the Jews rather than the Israelites, because they no longer existed, even though they were descended directly from them. There we go.
Let's get done with this.
Feels like the Hunger Games. These plays play rough. I think I got 50 minutes.
I think I got 50 minutes this week from this week's game alone. Oh, okay. I'll think spectator.
Oh,
okay,
so you're
playing it. I'm glad it wasn't just me that misinterpreted that.
Okay, let's move on before we have an aneurysm over Planet Earth.
Okay. Gacha Hunger Games. Imagine that.
Hey, that'd be something else.
Yeah, the Samaritan didn't knew that he helped an Israelite, or a Jew in this case, but he did the right thing. We're coming back.
Finally, back to normal. Now let's get on the plot with Penelope again.
Let's never talk about this again.
Yeah.
Finally, we're back.
Thank God. I didn't want to be stuck in the desert forever.
Yeah. Eloise, are you okay?
Cricket.
I was wrong to jump into conclusions. Maybe you're right, Warren. Maybe Penelope will be doing that for a reason. Cut to her like kidnapped. So, want to go pay her a visit? I mean, should you? See, clearly, in company. I don't know if that's necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, but...
Absolutely.
Okay, well, just...
What do you want? We kind of saw you giving money to a person. Then we got isekai'd and we decided to pay you a visit. You can see the process of events that led us to this situation right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to know why you gave him such a large amount. You know, we want to pry into your personal expenses.
He lost the bet. Now she's broke.
Like the Good Samaritan would have. Again, wasn't part of the Good Samaritan the fact that he didn't ask questions? What are you doing now?
Maybe. I don't know. This is where the frustrating stuff comes with.
That's none of your business. Yes, correct. It is none of your business.
So why are they barging in? Did you misinterpret something, or?
Yeah, Penelope, please. Want to know so we can help you. I just did a transaction. That's all that happened. You don't need to help me with that. I clearly paid off with my own money. Since when did you started being so nice to me? I don't know if I call this being nice necessarily, but it's
more trying to pry into. Okay.
And yes, they went Back to the Future. Remember Back to the Future said 2015 had flying cars. Okay, most futuristic things said 2015 had flying cars. That was, you know.
No, I remember one time.
We still don't have flying cars except for cars that turn into planes.
No, what's funny is that we were watching Back to the Future for a movie night with me and my family. I mean, I think it was the second film when they went to the future, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so when I was watching that movie, it was the year of 2015. I think we just kick-started 2015. Oh. And so when it said 2015, we all look at our uncle because he's like the science guy, so he knows how like advanced technology works. And we're like, so where's our flying cars? He's like, this movie was made like many years ago. We were not ready for that sort of technology in 2015, especially right now.
Yeah, probably not. And also, yeah, I had a similar thing where for me, I watched that movie in 2014. So we just constantly, like my dad and I just constantly made jokes like, oh, wow, we're going to have all these things a year from now. Oh, wow, we're going to have like a thumbprint for our door a year from now. That's going to be great. I can't wait to install that one. Similar idea.
It only took us to after COVID to start getting some of these things, at least.
Yeah. When you started being so nice to me. Yeah.
Never.
I realized that even if we're enemies, which, again, I guess because this is one of the first videos on the channel has now not been established.
I'm going to be right back because I'm going to have dinner real quick.
Yeah. I should still love you as a neighbor. God, now I'm just thinking of the Miraculous episode again, where like Zoe goes, like, you know, even if they get difficult, I should still love you, sister, or something like that. I watched it in Spanish, I don't know the actual dialogue. The one where they make the movie that's all about the two sisters on the opposite sides. Oh dear. And so Penelope told us everything. From how the nurse acted a few hours ago to little brother. What nurse? What? You're saying the nurse like we saw a nurse earlier in the video. We did not see it. Unless that was that guy. Was that guy the nurse, maybe? I don't know. Kind of weird to do a back alley deal with a medical professional, but sure. Your brother's an upcoming operation? And you used a bunch of money to pay off a guy. Again, was just paying a doctor in the middle of the street. That is the shadiest way of paying a doctor I have. Now I'm starting to get more concerned. Now we have actual answers. I'm more worried than I was originally. Yeah. Is there anything we can do to help? Again, no. Well, there is something. I'm kind of short on money right now. I keep paying random doctors on the street. I'm kind of low on change. We can lend you some money. Thank you so much, you two. What are neighbors for? Love your neighbors as yourself. Be kind even to your haters. Nice to go back to the beginning, you know, like how like life goes on thing, I suppose. But what if they didn't, and she goes on the streets? What, just keeps paying that street doctor, and then just that's where the operation takes place.
You're so be kind even to your haters.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I don't want to be kind to my haters?
I tell you what, here's a fable from me. There's nothing worse than a street nurse. Is there an extra thing? I don't know. Okay. That was the sort of beginning, as far as we know, of the Histaine YouTube channel. The channel that I, at one point, called the most underrated gacha tuber of all time. Do I stand by that still? Potentially. Again, as a first video, there's obviously going to be cracks, but you could still see a few of the details, like, you know, the shadow with the leaves and such, and also, I guess the basic idea of the theme of the channel, to do with, like, Bible-oriented things. The execution, again, much rougher than True Meaning of Christmas, where it seemed like everything seemed to be executed almost to perfection. So there was one single video in between those ones, and then afterwards everything was after True Meaning of Christmas. So it's a very short collection, but I'm still excited.
Yeah,
to be looking up.
My first accounts, I think the designs of like the characters aren't too bad. Honestly, I don't really see like any like poorly designs or anything like that, especially the Jesus Gacha design. I think honestly is really not too bad. Honestly, the story plot could have done a whole lot better. Honestly, but I mean, I really do like honestly like the message, whether it's biblical or not, to say. So, you know, I think it's not bad video and not bad of a message, you know. Do I necessarily agree with like be kind to your haters? Not really, because I'm my life is complicated, so there's that.
Yeah, people don't make it easy sometimes. And, you know, in the case of the Good Samaritan, it's you know, it was just a random person. I think of the Good Samaritan, it seems more like the case of like a group of people that, you know, seem to hate each other just out of force of habit, rather than somebody who's like actively antagonized you. Because the implication is that Eloise and Penelope have had some sort of ongoing rivalry of some kind for quite some time, and that's not really, and that seems to be that's an important distinction, I think, between like how that's interpreted. You know, obviously don't hate on groups of people for the sake of, you know, the circumstance of their birth or whatever.
Right. No.
If someone's being mean to you, I mean, I know that the Bible also says turn the other cheek. That's not always as easy. It's easier said than done. It's a good thing to strive towards, but not necessarily just for the sake of doing that, because that can lead to people walking all over you, for example.
And also damage your mental health.
Exactly. Yeah. So it depends. And also, to be honest, yeah.
Joshua asks, which video do you enjoy watching more?
I think it's pretty clear. I enjoy the Christmas one a lot more than this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, again, I said before, like some of the things are still there, but like the cracks definitely show a lot more in this one, especially with the execution of the Good Samaritan story, particularly. Because again, if assuming it didn't happen in real time, I think they just kind of left that man there. You know, Warren kept on narrating, but didn't unless they followed to the inn and then went back to the rock afterwards. I don't think they witnessed the whole thing. So again, there was just a person there slowly bleeding to death in the middle of the desert. That's a little bit rough there. But hey, at least some things were, you know, it tended to be corrected, like the whole, there tended to be like Jews and Israelites, for example. So again, there was a desire to improve the craft, which evidently eventually happened. So again, I still maintain hope for, I guess, well, the future of this review series, not so the future of the channel, because that seems to have been left in the dust. But hey, who knows? At one point we'll see if Histaine wants to grade us again. But yeah, goodbye to everyone, and also hello and goodbye to Guadalupe Banega. So I guess just appeared here.
And Troy Punches can't.
Yeah, we're about to finish. Okay, well, I guess that's that then. Yeah, please either like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already, and I guess mention me on YouTube if you want lines, I suppose, but only if you don't have Discord. And on that note, until next time.